You're a dork who wants to pop their cork in an orc. But before you contact the stork, let me get you in sort. All this information's coming from the mating manual that you can support by grabbing a ruby gold or getting an OC in the series. Within the mating manual, there's a section called foreign species breeding. And the thing that you need to know about this section is both teams, both sea cucumber and circumvent, both have to get 80 observations for the race that they are observing. And that means within the Urshava Plains that they have to capture 80 observations of foreign breeding within the Urshava Plains orc clan. And the orcs you're used to aren't like the tatted up dummy mommy lady pedals in the Night of Slaughter. They are the closest thing to orcans that we have. And the thing about orcans is what you would traditionally see in fantasy media. The big brooding like, I'm an orc. And here's some sample art for what an orcan might look like. But we've already discussed what it would be like if a normal person went to go date and potentially marry an orc in the mixed species society. But what if you wanted more of that authentic orc experience? What would that be like? What would it take to get with an orc man or woman? So let's go ahead and talk about the experience that you could expect based on what the observers had to go through. So starting out with Bob Danger. He is a physician, and he supposedly was a stallion when it came to his younger days and had plenty of experience with orc women in mixed species societies. But the thing is, when you want to get with an orc in these clans, you need to go through a foreplay ritual, which is where you basically put on a loincloth, and on your side, you put the teeth, other hair follicles, or something like that from prior kills to show your worthiness. Obviously, Dan, being a part of the research team, had no kills. So the breeding team basically got with the chieftains and said, hey, we need to conduct this study. Can you help us out? And the chieftain kind of let the clan know, like, hey, these guys need to do some research, but they're not going to have accolades. So be potentially a little bit forgiving with these guys. And part of the foreplay ritual is you walk around the entire encampment up to 3 times. And if nobody is interested in you, you basically go back to your room, you change your normal clothes, and you're done for the day. It can be an incredibly embarrassing thing. But for Bob Danger, he had to get in this loincloth and walk around not only in front of the clan, but in front of the whole observation team, as no female orcs were interested in it. Because of the chieftain's orders, eventually, an orc lady did come up. A couple of them did, in fact, on the 3rd walk around. So just imagine each hit your ego's taken as you go around. So the next part of this ceremony is if you are a guy seeking female attention, what you have to do is a female will come up and grab the sack, and according to Bob, it was like they were trying to crush it. And then you have to do a demonstration that you would normally do in the shower by yourself. And if some liquid comes out of the tip, like not finishing the line, but in the middle of the run, then they may taste it. They may just put their tip on it, and then they will take you back if they like what they see. But if nothing comes out, then they leave because you don't have good seat. So Bob is lucky enough to get to part 2. And the next part is they take you back to the room and you do something called honoring. And the honoring process is simply where you give each other a massage. And this isn't where you just get to play with the chesticles and stuff like that. No, it's actually a very non-sexual engagement. This is all about showing honor to your partner. So wherever they want you to touch, that's where you focus on. And this goes both partners. And Bob said that these orc women had the best massage of his life. They were strong. They had the good finger work. He had the best massage. His back actually felt better. But here's where things got bad. Because the actual act of making love in a clan it's literally a fist fight. You are trying to do the deed while you are in a no-holds-barred knockout with each other. Bob is a man who has probably never really fought in his life. He is a normal human. And he is now having to perform with 3 orc women, not at once, that live and breathe battle, that have spent their lives killing other people. And this is a quote from Bob. The sex was a thing that will haunt me. I got my ass whooped. Yeah, plain and simple. They beat the shit out of me. The first mom, once I hurt my hand. The second one knocked a tooth out of my mouth, but she went easy on me and let me get a few good shots in. Let me tell you, she was an actress because she tried to make me feel like I hurt her. I'll never forget what you did, Luca. Luca was the second woman that he was with, that he could go in the front door with. And she was a mom. And because humans typically don't have a member long enough to reach the cervical flow, he was able to go in the front door with her. The chieftain allowed that. But the thing about Luca is she went easy on him, but she also knocked him out. And apparently when he was knocked out, she got what she needed from him. And that's actually not a horrible thing, because if you can finish while knocked out, then it's actually considered a good luck charm, because it's considered a dream seed. We can get into that in another video. But for the last encounter, just so you know how well it went, I'm going to read you a quote. Now for the third one. Blood Boar Bruma was her name, and she'll haunt my goddamn dreams. She tried to kill me, plain and simple. And you won't tell me any other way. I was fighting for my fucking life in that. I pray to the mortal soul in Neru, to the 10 hells, and to anyone would hear me. Let me squooge so I can quit. And him getting dragged wasn't bad enough, because Bruma was an actual warrior, like one of the top warriors in the clan. And the chieftain was like, hey, go show our guest some honor. He showed him so much honor that the other researcher, who is a Brimborn, you know, the Brimborns, the half-devils, the things that are literally made to fight demons in hell. And Bob was so out of his league in that fight with her that she got the Brimborn researcher to come help him out. Not to mount up, but to literally engage in the fight to help Bob during this mating ceremony. When he started getting dragged, they got 2 more full-grown men to help it. That's 4 people on this one orc just to help Bob try to finish. I mean, to be fair, he eventually did. If you ever want to get with one of those types of orcs, let me leave you with a quote from Bob. She looked me dead in my face and said, and I quote, "You didn't deserve me, and I'm coming for you one day. I'll track you down, and you better be stronger, because they won't save you." Yo! And so this was just part of the entry from the mating manual that you can go support by grabbing a ruby gold. All this lore takes place in the worlds of my manga, The Night of Slaughter and Devil's Deal, which are getting restocked tomorrow. But you can see the bio or description to read for free while you're waiting on the good stuff to come in tomorrow.